Hello there. In this video we're going to learn how to convert an old badly performing laptop or desktop computer into a usable Chromebook. At time of filming, most of the world is in a lockdown situation attempting to slow the spread of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Most schools have shut down and a lot of parents are now having to try their hand at homeschooling. The internet is a very useful tool for that, but trying to access workbooks and activities on your phone screen is not an ideal solution. And trying to run some of the more modern websites on older hardware will cause frustration. Not good for the cabin fever that's already building up in these situations. So, what we're going to need is an old laptop or desktop, a USB memory stick, 8GB or larger, preferably not a SanDisk branded one, more on that later, and a spare hour. First things first, open your laptop browser and go to www.neverware.com/free download. I've put a link in the description below, and scroll down to the box that says download USB maker and click the box to get the setup program. Next, plug in your USB memory stick. Be aware any files on the stick will be deleted. Then run the program you just downloaded. Hit next. Select if you want a 64-bit or 32-bit installation. This is roughly referring to how recent the CPU, like the engine of your laptop is. Anything made in the last 10 to 13 years is going to have a 64-bit CPU, so click the 64-bit installer. Hit next, read the SanDisk warning page, and hit next again. Then select the memory stick you want to use, you make your installation drive, hit next, and then go and make yourself a drink while the USB maker downloads the files it needs. It takes about a quarter of an hour to 20 minutes to create the memory stick. Once that's done, unplug the memory stick from the computer you used to create it and plug it into the computer you want to convert into being an almost Chromebook. It can be the same device. You can wipe out your old Windows installation if you want to. Now turn on the laptop and press whatever the button is to bring up your boot selection menu. I'll put a list of the most common key combinations in the description below. Once you're in the boot selection menu, tell the computer to boot from your memory stick. The first thing to do once you get to the welcome screen is to choose the correct language and keyboard layout. So click on the box that says English-United States. Click into that menu, pick the right settings for your area. If you don't, it'll be tricky to type an email address later on. Once that is done, you've got two options. You can either click on Let's Go, which will let you run the cloud-ready software from the USB installation media. You can use it to get a feel for it, see if it's suitable for the sort of thing that you want to do. Just be aware it won't be quite as snappy as running it directly off your computer's hard drive, as the USB stick is a little bit slower. To install it to your hard drive, click on the clock in the bottom right corner, and at the top of the little tab that opens is an Install OS button. Then click on Install Cloud Ready. Then read the "This will wipe your hard drive" warning again, and then click to install. Then leave the computer to do its own thing for 15 to 20 minutes as it copies the files from the USB stick over to the hard drive. Once it's finished installing, the computer will turn off. Now, if you have a SanDisk memory stick, you might need to jump through an extra hoop. For some reason, only with SanDisk memory sticks, this particular installer sometimes fails to load properly, as in the PC you plug it into won't recognise it as a bootable device, and it'll go straight into loading its old Windows installation, which we're trying to get past. I've put a link to a piece of software called FAT32 Format in the description. That software will pre-format the memory stick and will allow the cloud-ready software installer to boot properly. Unless your SanDisk stick gives you trouble, don't worry about it. It's so rare they haven't built a fix into the software, but it's something that can happen. Now go and finish your drink while you're waiting for the memory stick to write. Once you've booted your PC without the memory stick, Cloud Ready will start to set itself up. Then click on your Wi-Fi network, enter your password, click Connect, and then click Next. It will then check for any updates to the software. Here, do you want to give them anonymous using data? It helps them improve the software. We're getting it for free. I always leave it on yes. It's your data, it's up to you. Here, you sign into your Google account. It can be an ordinary Gmail account or an education account, as long as they use the Google Classroom. Don't forget, if you have the wrong region set for your keyboard, you won't be able to make the @ sign with the regular keys. In that case, hold down Shift and press 2 to get the @ sign. Now we're loaded in. This first welcome screen says thank you for using it, but we're not a business customer, so we're not going to be paying anything. We're a home user, so click the close in the corner and then click take a tour, and it will show you the basic functions. Down in the bottom right corner we have the start button where it stores your apps, very similar to how Windows works. Familiarity, that's the best word for it. Again, familiarity. Over here we have our notifications, our Wi-Fi actions, our keyboard region change, that comes in useful. You click down by the clock, select your region, and we can change the keyboard. Now the first app we're going to install is the Chromebook recovery utility. We use this to get our installation USB stick back to its full capacity, as right now it's been partitioned and there's only 1 gig useful. So you click add to Chrome, add app, and then it installs. The next time you launch that app, you can find it in the same way, search for it, hit launch app. When it opens up, there's a small cog in the top right hand corner of it, and then there's an option of erase installation media. The next piece of software is uBlock Origin. It's the best advert blocker I've found so far. It makes the internet a nicer place to use, and your machine doesn't have to handle so much junk, shall we say. Next, we have to install some media plugins, Adobe Flash and General Media. Without these, things such as YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, none of it will work. You'll just get an error message. Also on this menu, you can set your time zone. Once the plugins are installed, they won't work until you reboot. So hit the reboot button. Right, the plugins are now working. This software is fully compatible with Google Docs and Google Classroom. The kids have got no escape from their coursework, regardless of how long they're locked down. I'm sure the teachers will be happy to keep them going. If you've got younger children of primary age, our household has been using Reading Eggs. They've got a 1-month trial. If that lasts for the whole of the lockdown, fantastic. If not, it's very cheap for a subscription. Full disclosure, I'm not backed by anybody, I'm not paid by anybody. This is the software I've used and it's helped us. There we go. I hope I've helped. If you've got a friend that could use this, share the link. If I've helped, please give me a thumbs up down below. I'll see you next time. Okay, hope this helped somebody. You can use anything, an old laptop, an old desktop. It'll turn it into a usable machine. If it's a little bit juddery still, it might need more RAM. But if you've ever looked in the catalogues looking at a new Chromebook, even the basic £150 jobs, they only got 2 gig of RAM. If you're lucky, another £40 will get you a 4 gig model. They are shockingly low spec for the work that they can do. When they first arrived, I didn't rate them. The spec didn't make sense for the capability you were expecting. But as it's just running a browser window, they are surprisingly capable. The laptop I've just installed that on had 1 gig of RAM. I have now upgraded it to 4 gig of RAM because some of the video streaming services were causing it trouble. Later on today, if I get any peace, I'll run through a quick description of how to upgrade the RAM in the machine. It cost me £15 to go from 1 gig to 4 gig, and the machine is transformed. Much more efficient, much easier to use. On the video streaming services, YouTube and Netflix, turn down your video quality as low as you can. On Netflix, go into the website, account management, and by account you can set picture quality. Auto, high, medium, low. just hit it to low straight away. On a 15-inch screen of a laptop or even a small desktop, it doesn't make any difference. It's perfectly watchable. If you go higher than that, it does sometimes buffer. I'm using a 10-year-old laptop and the CPU isn't that quick. The video information can't keep up and put it on the screen fast enough, and I get buffering. Again, with YouTube, you can click on the video window and select the picture quality. 340p, 600p, I think is available. Maybe 720p if you're feeling lucky. But anything higher than that and you'll get buffering. Unfortunately, Disney Plus doesn't yet support selecting our video bandwidth. You can select the picture quality when you download things, but not when you're streaming them. I'm afraid if that one stutters, it's just going to stutter for now. Hopefully in the next few months they should update their website or their app to get things working. Right. With what we've used, it's a system called Cloud Ready. It's a general release of ChromiumOS. It doesn't have the Play Store, but you do have the Chrome Web Store. If you want the Play Store, then you pay full price for a Google branded or Google licensed Chromebook. Okay, I hope this helps somebody. Release a bit of a cabin fever, because we've all been locked away for a few weeks now and it doesn't seem to be going away yet. So, best of luck.